Right, welcome ladies and gents. Doctor Who, a once great institution in the UK, or at least it was well loved, and was pretty decent at a certain time, is effectively dead. We've got two things to discuss with respect to the BBC, Doctor Who, and just generally, sort of TV licensing and funding in general. But the new data has been revealed with respect to Doctor Who, which is the Audience Appreciation Index. We've got the up-to-date data, which is now showing us the Christmas special. So it is the most recent Christmas special, the most recent episode. And it's not good. It's pretty bad. And just generally speaking, we're going to dig into BBC's funding and how that's effectively up shit's creek. Because it is. I did a video yesterday, which I'll leave linked above, which actually it was a more political based video, but it's really important because, of course, it correlates to things like this, which is that the government is potentially looking to make people who just access streaming services pay for a TV license to fund the BBC, which is purely a symptomatic response rather than get to the root cause of why people are not buying TV licenses in the UK, because the BBC is producing shit. But whatever. I'm going to take a look at this. Please do hit subscribe. Please do turn those bell notifications on. And especially if you're a returning viewer, hit subscribe for a very just honest, frank, down-the-line breakdown of the news in pop culture, movie, news, and some politics here and there. So first things first, we're going to look at this article here from Doctor Who TV. They have access, courtesy of the BBC, to the Audience Appreciation Index. And it says here, the AI, the Audience Appreciation Index, is a score out of 100, which is used as an indicator of the public's appreciation for a show. Over 90 is considered exceptional, 85 or over is excellent, 60 or less is poor, and less than 55 is very poor. So you can kind of see where the bar is, right? 85 or over is excellent, right? That's kind of, that's going to be what they want. They're going to want 85 or over. Anyway, as you can see, steep decline. This is the last season of Doctor Who. 75, 77, all in the 70s. And then we get to the Christmas special, and it went straight back down to 76. Now, that's actually even more damning when you look at it, because it's the most viewed out of all of them. So it's the most viewed, meaning it's a broader cross-section of the audience, right, or the public, the general public watching this, and the majority of people, more people, think it's shit. So that's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. It's in the toilet. And I did a video again yesterday, I think it was yesterday, where I revealed that, I covered it, it hasn't really been out there that much though, is that Doctor Who's basically packed up in Bad Wolf Studios in Wales, which is where they were filming it all. They packed it all up, which seemingly does indicate that it's not there anymore, unless the BBC's bringing it in-house down in I guess in London or some other kind of studio space that they have. But that's at great expense anyway. It's seemingly dead. Massively dead. And we know that they don't have a commitment now from Disney to move this forward either. So Disney was part funding Doctor Who, and without them as a partnership, it's likely just to completely be obliterated, and it's not happening. Take this with a pinch of salt. I have heard on the grapevine that Ncuti Gatwa has filmed his regeneration already. So take that with a pinch of salt. Okay, I cannot confirm that. We will see at the end of season 2. It may be that they throw that up there and he gets regenerated. But I have heard that he's filmed his regeneration. But going back to some other information that was passed to me courtesy of Doctor Who TV, they have actually heard very, very similar things when it comes to season 3 or series 15 of Doctor Who. They say that they've been told Bad Wolf have stopped production on the show, which we've seen anyway. I showed you that yesterday in that video. They posted an Instagram post about it saying, "We loved having it here." Past tense, it's not there anymore. But Doctor Who TV says that internally it's on hold. But their source tells them that the only real chance the show has is if season 2 does really well in the ratings, which is incredibly unlikely when we've already seen what the vast majority of people thought of the Christmas special. It's just not going to happen. And or if the BBC can find a new partner, which is, again, very, very unlikely. Who the hell is going to want to give them $100 million, which was what Disney did, for a show which people aren't watching? It doesn't make any sense. It's not a good business model. No one's going to want to do it. Or perhaps even more out there and outlandish, and definitely never going to happen, Disney suddenly gets a big rating boost on Disney Plus. That's not going to happen. Doctor Who's never cracked the top 10 on the streaming charts for Disney. It's never been in the Nielsen top 10 charts, which is shit. Anyway, the BBC also can't actually afford to fund the show. So there is that. Not without a partner, which we will take a look at here. BBC Productions stuck in funding limbo. Corporation uses CMS committee submission to urge government action. So the BBC, this is the 24th of January, the BBC has sounded the alarm over several of its commissions that are stuck in funding limbo. Again, stop. You need to just downsize, and stop making shit, and then people will come back to you. And they're not able to progress production. So the corporation uses submission of evidence to the Culture, Media and Sports Committee, British Film and High-End TV inquiry to urge government action. Basically, Gibbs. It is increasingly difficult to make the same volume of content against headwinds, those headwinds being people choosing to not fund them because they produce crap content. It's all well and good saying we make a volume of content, but not if it's crap. Including high inflation, combined with smaller license fee, reduced co-investment. They say smaller, the license fee's not gone down. They just say smaller, as in not as many people are paying for it. Reduced co-investment and a difficult global sales market, stated the BBC's evidence. We are starting to face significant and urgent challenges in getting productions across genres made, even those that have been greenlit by our commissioners to move forward into production. Multiple greenlit BBC productions are now stuck in funding limbo and are not progressing to production. So the submission stressed the urgency of the situation by highlighting the laying off of staff at Euston Films just 10 days before its BBC One drama Night Sleeper aired. The BBC also urged the government to recognise the screen sector as a priority subsector in its new industrial strategy. Again, that would only work if it was good and it was quality content, but it's not. Pointing to the potential economic benefits, its cultural and societal importance, i.e., can we propagandise everyone or not, and the unique challenges it faces. Just go to a subscription model. I mean, no one's going to pay for you, but just do that. And then you can just die on your ass. The government has pinpointed the broader creative industries as one of 8 growth-driving sectors within its industrial strategy. This is a terrible way to grow growth, but whatever. And the BBC also repeated its call for targeted tax relief support for comedy, children's and audio, 3 genres it believes have been particularly harmed by sector challenges but remaining culturally important, i.e. can we propagandise children? So this is important, right? This is them saying, yeah, we literally can't fund these programs anymore. We can't do it. So there you go. Not good. Now, it is important to note those AI figures that you see here. Again, not great, obviously, for sort of, I guess to put it into perspective, they are the second lowest of 2024, the entire season. Only one episode beats it. A 76 also means that this is the worst ever rating for a Stephen Moffat story, because it was a Moffat story. Moffat, who has always been seen as the best modern Doctor Who writer, has only ever fallen this low in the Gatwa era, which means influence courtesy of Russell T Davies, the showrunner. No one can spin this in a positive way. This is pretty damn bad, and it also took them a month to release this data specifically, which is, again, a pretty big indictment of their own opinion of the data. So pair all of this with the fact that the government is potentially going to be taxing people, the TV license, who choose not to pay it and pay for subscriptions elsewhere, you can see that the writing's on the wall. This is symptomatic of these kind of well, symptomatic of government in general. They are a symptomatic government, meaning that they rather than get to the root cause of the issues that are at hand that plague industries or plague the country, they just go, well, there's a symptom, we'll just clog it elsewhere. It's like, no, people are checking out from this stuff because it's garbage. Mandate that they make better things. It's pretty simple. And not that the government can mandate it because they're terrible, but you get my drift. Anyway, there you go. The writing's on the wall for Doctor Who. It's highly likely to be cancelled. And the TV license fee, there'll be people that will get around it. They will cancel their Netflix series. They will cancel their Netflix subscription if this is where they want to go with it. People will not choose to fund the BBC. They don't want to fund a group of raging pedophiles and groomers that work there. Overwhelmingly, they have an issue with that. So there you go. Love to hear your thoughts. Take care. Bye-bye now.